Want to keep your heart and cardiovascular system healthy for years to come? Keep these meals and snack items away from your cart and out of your regular diet. Save them for occasional indulgences at most, and replace them with heart-healthy swaps whenever possible. By the way, friends, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also click on the bell so you don't miss my new products. Diet soda. It may be fat-free and zero-calorie, but diet soda has a dark side. People are under the impression that they're healthy, and they're really not, says Drews. Research continues to mount linking the cola to the development of heart disease risk factors like obesity and diabetes. Some studies show that people who drink diet sodas tend to overcompensate and consume more calories than they otherwise would, while other research suggests that chemicals in diet soda may actually alter gastrointestinal bacteria and make people more prone to gaining weight. While it may have no sugar, it's not a heart-healthy choice, says Drews. Candy. For many years, fat was branded as the biggest dietary cause of heart disease. But a report published last year in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that studies funded by the sugar industry were largely responsible for pushing that belief. Now, experts say that diets high in added sugar may be just as big a threat by contributing to obesity, inflammation, high cholesterol, and diabetes, all of which are risk factors for heart disease. Processed and cured meats. Cold cuts and cured meats, like bacon and sausage, can be high in saturated fat, but even low-fat options tend to be very high in salt. Just 6 thin slices of deli meat can contain half the daily recommended level of sodium, according to the American Heart Association. The majority of people should be on a salt-restricted diet because of sodium's link to high blood pressure, says Dr. Laxmi Mehta, director of the Women's Cardiovascular Health Program at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Not everyone needs medication to make big strides, she says. Sometimes my patients with elevated blood pressure are able to make significant improvements just by adjusting their diet. Fast food burgers.
The science on whether saturated fats are truly linked to heart disease isn't entirely clear. When consumed in moderation, high-quality grass-fed beef may even have some heart health benefits, says Dr. Regina Drews, Associate Professor of Cardiology at Hofstra University and Chief of Cardiology at St. John Episcopal Hospital in New York City. But in general, Drews says saturated fats from animals, especially when combined with carbohydrates, appear to have a deleterious effect on heart health. Avoiding fast food restaurants, which tend to use lower quality ingredients and unhealthy cooking methods, is always a smart way to cut back, she says. Sugar, salt, fat.
Over time, high amounts of salt, sugar, saturated fat, and refined carbs raise your risk for a heart attack or stroke. If you're worried about your heart, you'll want to keep these out of regular rotation. But rather than fixate on any one bad food, it's wise to focus on your overall diet. You can still have these things if you mostly eat heart-healthy fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and low-fat dairy. French fries. The deep-fried potatoes from restaurants and fast food places have lots of fat and salt, which is bad news for your heart. One study found that people who ate French fries or hash browns 2 to 3 times a week were more likely to die early. If you indulge, get the smallest portion possible or split your order, even better. Make your own oven-baked fries with heart-healthy olive oil. They'll be even better for you if you use sweet potatoes. Canned soup. Soup can be an easy way to get more vegetables, protein, and fiber. But watch out for unhealthy ingredients. Canned soup often has lots of sodium, which can cause high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, and heart failure. And any cream-based soup has unhealthy saturated fat. The healthiest way to enjoy soup is to make it from scratch with a low-sodium broth. If you do buy prepared soup, check the label for the least salt and fat. Ranch dressing. The main ingredients of this popular dressing are typically buttermilk, salt, and sugar. This makes it high in fat, sodium, and calories. None of that's good for your heart. You can make a healthier version of your favorite creamy dressings by blending low-fat sour cream or cottage cheese with low-fat buttermilk and fresh herbs like dill, tarragon, or chives. Potato chips. Potato chips are one of the foods that contribute most to weight gain. And not only are they loaded with saturated fat, they're also covered in salt, which is also linked to heart disease. Skip the lower sodium or low-fat potato chips. They'll just leave you hungry again. The most nutritious snacks combine healthy proteins, carbs, and fats, like whole grain crackers with low-fat cheese or homemade popcorn tossed with olive oil. Potato chips. Potato chips are one of the foods that contribute most to weight gain. And not only are they loaded with saturated fat, they're also covered in salt, which is also linked to heart disease. Skip the lower sodium or low-fat potato chips. They'll just leave you hungry again. The most nutritious snacks combine healthy proteins, carbs, and fats, like whole grain crackers with low-fat cheese or homemade popcorn tossed with olive oil. Flavored, full-fat yogurt. Yogurt can be a super source of nutrition. Eating it regularly might protect you from high blood pressure. But watch the kind you buy. Flavored yogurts are full of added sugar, with its links to weight gain, high blood pressure, inflammation, and heart disease. For the healthiest choice, get plain low-fat yogurt and add your own fresh fruit, cinnamon, or vanilla for flavor. Butter. Butter is high in saturated fat, which can raise your bad cholesterol and make heart disease more likely. You're better off to replace butter with olive oil or vegetable oil-based spreads, which contain heart-healthy mono and polyunsaturated fats. If you have high cholesterol, a spread with stenol is even better. Regular use can help lower your LDL cholesterol levels. Alcohol. Moderate drinking won't harm your heart unless you have high blood pressure or high triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood that can boost your odds of heart disease. Heavy drinking, on the other hand, can lead to high blood pressure, heart failure, strokes, and weight gain. So if you don't already drink, don't start. Baked goods. Cookies, cakes, and muffins should be rare treats. They're typically loaded with added sugar, which leads to weight gain. They're also linked to higher triglyceride levels, and that can lead to heart disease. Their main ingredient is usually white flour, which may spike your blood sugar and make you hungrier. Make healthier treats. Swap in whole wheat flour, trim the sugar, and use liquid plant oils instead of butter or shortening. This ends our video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Thank you. See you all again.